Well, it's no secret that Hurricane Beryl was incredibly devastating. But exactly why is that? We have some givens that we meteorologists talk about all the time with hurricanes, but what are they and what do they really mean? Well, first let's start with the facts. Hurricane Beryl was the earliest Category 5 hurricane we've ever seen form in Atlantic hurricane season. It reached peak wind gusts of up to 165 miles an hour. We saw 7 to 8 feet of storm surge off the southeastern Texas shoreline, and several different cities saw anywhere from 6 to 8 inches of rain. So an absolute monster. But why are some areas affected more than others? It all has to do with the quadrants of a hurricane. See, here's what you have. The eye, which is the calmest part of the hurricane. The direct ring around that is called the eye wall, which is the most dangerous part of the hurricane. And then you have this spinning portion, which is the rain bands. And we split this whole thing up into 4 quadrants. Your right rear quadrant is fairly dangerous with strong winds, tornadoes, storm surge, and flooding. Your left rear is the weakest and your left front is somewhere between the two. However, that right front quadrant, that is the most dangerous part of every hurricane. That's where we see the strongest winds, the highest likelihood of tornado formation, the biggest and most widespread storm surge, and therefore the most serious flooding. And that right front quadrant is what brought the worst of the storm. Now, the worst portion of every hurricane is not actually the winds, it's the storm surge, because we're not meant to live underwater. Neither are our cars, our homes, or our electrical systems. Here's how it all works. We have our ocean line and waves, but when we introduce catastrophic hurricane force winds in the same way as the current, that water gets lofted on shore. Now, we see different amounts of storm surge. At 3 feet, homes are still mostly unaffected. At 6 feet, your foundation is underwater. And remember, several portions of Texas saw up to 8 feet of storm surge, meaning that we're getting into 1 story of the house being underwater. And that is where the true catastrophic and dangerous nature of hurricanes really comes into play, even long after the storm is gone. That's all for Anello Answers It this week. If you have a weather question, be sure to email it to me at gianello@waytv.com because I would love to hear from you.